did our ancestors have any insight? You know.
Well, you've got to be careful as well because, you know, we could, if we start worshipping it, that makes us look very primitive, I think. You know, it's not there to be worshipped. Yes, they should be honoured for creating such an amazing world. I'm the first to admit that. It blows my mind. I'm in awe. But, yeah, where was I going with that? That's one of
It's to
those.
be understood.
Sorry?
It's to be understood and
Yeah.
caretake.
Yes. Well,
Or, you know,
yeah, it has to be, yeah, you've got to be, I can't give it the words, I really can't. I'm lost for words
speechless.
on
Well,
that part.
that's a new one.
I'm lost on them words. That's going to be mine started wandering and looked out the window and I'm seeing the construct for what it is and it's blowing me away every time I think about it. I can't stop, you
Well, it
know.
should.
You can't stop, yeah. Yeah. You know, I am in awe at the glory. I see the glory. I know what it is now. Because that's something you'll never find, you know. Ask anyone, what is the glory to you? Has anyone shown you the glory or proven it? I don't think they have they?
No.
They don't even mention it. They just say the glory. Yeah, well, okay, what is it? Let's decode the glory. What is it? Well,
Yeah.
we know what it is now, don't we? It's technology.
Yeah.
The big secret. Huh? That's the big secret
Mm.
behind all of this. All the world's problems are because of this, of what they're trying to do with this.
Yes, and everyone around the world thinks that this is normal to be born into and to generationally carry this taxation, this 9 to 5, this worry, this stress, this survival mode of empire trauma. Um, and, thankfully, someone in the world asked the right questions, and that was you.
Mm.
So, and then obviously your team gravitated towards you. So today is another opportunity, I think, to capture the minds um, of those that need to tap into our ancestral knowledge again.
Yes, yeah, they understood it and they used to teach it. They lived this. They lived this life. It was normal for them to know this and understand it. It's only a couple of thousand years ago that all changed.
Mm. And with time frames again, we don't know, do we, with anything?
Yeah,
So
well, the only thing we do know is the 400-year reset. So we can go back, jump back 400 years at a time. So it was either
yes.
2,000 years ago or less. I'm thinking,
Mm.
I'm thinking actually less than that.
Mm.
It's easy to add time onto calendars they create and things, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's been floating around for quite a long time. That those,
But that's when it all changed when they reset the calendar. So however, whatever year that was, that's when all this changed. And I'm pretty sure they did invade just after the reset, which would make it easy to invade, wouldn't it?
yes,
The
vulnerability and
yeah, the
yeah,
country's on its knees and food supplies are short and all the rest of it.
yeah,
So that would be the best time to invade, which is, we're going into our reset now. Anyone invading now's got an upper hand, haven't they?
yeah. Yes, parasitic entity,
Yeah, if they to me they take advantage of these resets, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing right now. They're getting things in place how they want them for after this reset.
totally, totally. I think
Hmm.
anyone around the world should be able to see that right now. Let alone anyone with using APMIs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it does,
But
you can see where it comes into politics and everything.
mm,
That's the amazing thing about this. It covers all the topics of the world. It does. It covers them all.
every tentacle is in every part of our lives.
Yeah, it is. And they're there 24/7 trying to erase history and book burn and all the rest of it to remove knowledge about this. That's what the agenda's been all along, is to remove all knowledge and information about this. They've invaded countries and destroyed their creation stories, stolen their
Yeah.
codexes and burnt them, and we've helped them do it. Like Christians, they went to the States.
Yes. And soldiers.
Yeah, they went to the States, and what they're doing really is, how it works is this: after they invaded Britain, Within a few hundred years, they'd invented religion and started indoctrinating people with that. So all knowledge of this that slowly but surely started getting eroded to the point where no one knew anything about this anymore.
Mm.
And now they're beaten into submission with religion. That's what, and of course now you fight for that religion, and you're going to invade lands for that religion, and you install their system under that religion. That's what they've been doing. But religion's a
Yes.
lie. A religion is designed to hide this and steal the glory. Because what they've done with books is they've taken the angels, the technology we call the angels, and they personified them into books. And that's how people got so lost in this.
Indeed. I mean, religion has enveloped all the ancestral ways and converted them into that ingrained worship that you're just talking about and literal personifications. But they do pose a stumbling block for many who discover the APM research,
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And not just that, they've got the royals as well, because that's another invention.
yeah,
Where the royals fit into it, well, they're just the modern day Caesars. They still work for the same company.
another control form,
Yes.
another taxation, another authority,
Hmm.
another branch for people to get on their knees for.
Also used
Yeah,
in wars for king and country or queen and country, isn't it? The
yes.
people will fight for the tribe, they'll fight for their king.
Hmm.
I think it's time people started fighting for the creator and what they stood for.
Yes, and their family.
Yes. Yeah, the creator stood for all things good. That's what this world's given us. This is the guy we walk in the Garden of Eden, and they've turned it into a bloody war zone.
That's right. This is a
All this
perfect,
division and
perfect world.
divide and conquer that they keep doing. Your lefts and rights, your Catholics, your Protestants, your blacks, your whites, you name it. These people are causing lots of trouble between these groups that they invented. In most cases, they invented these divides.
Yes, they
There was no
did.
divides before then, but now everything's been divided. And before they invaded, the world was clearly quite a safe and nice place to live. You'll find artifacts in different countries that came from the other side of the map, and you think, well, how did that get there? Obviously, they were trading or something. Yeah, we were
Yes.
just trading like people do today still. But
Yeah, there was
someone wants total control over all of this, and they want to
they
play
call
with
them
it.
a fear factor.
They want to play with it.
Mm.
They're playing God with the Creator's glory, the technology. They're playing God with it now.
Yeah, they have been for a long time, for sure, using us to do it. Now, going back to the religious beliefs, there's been a few questions put forward. So, how would you decode Jesus for those that have inquired?
Jesus was an invention by Rome to personify the sun. The sun's halo system, as it's part of it. The halo that you see us in our recordings that people send in. That is Jesus, the sun itself. There's lots of different ways you can decode that as Jesus. I've seen other people do it in different ways, but to me, that is just a personification of the sun. In your Bible, it will tell you the Son of God. Well, the word God, if you look in your Bible, means light. So it's the Son of light it's talking about. And it'll tell you, Jesus walks on water. Well, that's the sun's reflection. There's lots of ways you can look at this and put it, now there's technology involved. You've got to look, well, how do they hide all this and personify it? What they're doing is personifying it to hide it. And this is where scholars are today still. They're trying to personify technology. They're doing it back to front. They don't realise yet, but that's what they're actually doing. They're trying to turn technology into personifications and make stories out of it that didn't exist.
Well, the AI story, isn't it? That it's going to have a brain of its own, and it's going to overtake the world like Terminator. But
Yeah.
it's being programmed,
Hmm.
So it's always that it's not our fault. Shirking, the wizard behind the curtain
One
scenario,
thing,
and they push religion and monarchies and
One thing they've all got in common, these religions, you'll find there's always a scene with a lady with a child being breastfed. That's the sun in a rejuvenation state, recharging. These are different ways they depicted this story of how this world works. That one would come from, say, Egypt, Isis and Ra. This is where the ISS in the sky gets its initials from. It's Isis, because Isis
Yeah.
is the female halo, which is Eve, and Ra is the male halo, Adam. So it's always a
Yeah.
male and female connection going on, and together they birthed Jesus, the light that we call the sun. That's my decode of how they create the sun. This is this technology doing it, and in them times in Egypt, there was Isis and Ra. Well, it'd be Mary and Jesus. There's another way of saying it. Mary's the big halo. Jesus is the light. They're forgetting the father, which I mean, it says Mary was a virgin, doesn't it? So, but there has to be a father. In this case, it's Adam. The technology that we call Adam, the smaller halo, that has to
Mhm.
play a part in this. You can't,
Yeah.
this is a male and female scenario going on. It's a male and female creation story. It's all male and female energies. Electromagnetism is what it is.
Well, absolutely. That's why they're trying to dismantle it. I mean, what other parallels have religions got? With personifications, for instance.
The saints, what the Vatican's doing is that all of the saints that they turn into saints are actually, like churches and certain things. They'll have a name and a male or female name. They're actually location markers over the technology below them. The node markers, like a church would be a marker of a node under that location.
Yes.
So they're all marking angel rooms in the underworld where these halos are below us. I call them halos. What they are is in a big electromagnetic coil. This is what the real technology is and what it's doing. It's a huge electromagnetic coil, and you can either have it magnetic or electric or both. They can run independent of one another. So
Yes.
there's different ways, there's different ways and workings of them. Like in winter, Adam's obviously not running in winter because we've no heat, so the electric's not there. So we get all the coolness from Eve's halo. The female halo provides the cold in the winter and the water. She divides the matter. Her role is dividing matter, which is the female role in life. You divide eggs in your ovaries, divide and multiply. This is creation. This technology
Yes.
creates, and we're no different. I'm an Adam, you're an Eve. This is how humans recreate. It's programmed into us, and the technology is no different really. When this is where you get these words like the sex and all these names and sexes and things in holy books. It's talking about the sex of what these are doing, not what people are doing. You have to, with holy books, remove people completely from the equation. This
Mhm.
is about the Creator's glory that's been personified. So you have to take people out that completely out of the equation. You've got to look at the book. These are stories of this technology is being named this, and this is their story. The Bible is a mishmash of probably 144,000 other books. Because I would say there's going to be one book for each angel. There has to be. If not, there should be. Because it was probably
Like a
torn.
manual.
Well, yeah, it's the human's guide to the construct. All this stuff was being taught in ancient times. You look
Yes.
at it. Doesn't matter what we look at. Any topic we look at, ancient or even modern, it all relates to this same topic. It all goes back to
You've
this
got Muhammad,
technology.
Buddha, Shiva, Moses, Noah, the Morrigan, the Dagda, my culture, and on it goes. And they're all references to um, deposits of nature or processes of nature, aren't they?
Yes,
And the
nature's
creation process, every single one of them.
creators angels. They're the angels of creation. These are the creators tools, and they create our nature 24/7. They're running. Well, some of them, not all, but yeah, there are cycles and timed events.
Yes. Now, our ancestral wisdoms as well have been labelled